The college admissions process can be very stressful for an applicant. The fear of being rejected can cause a lot of anxiety. Grades and test scores are definitely important factors in college admission, but admissions officers are also looking for curious and engaged candidates who will round out a diverse first-year class. How can one craft a personal statement to hook the admissions committee's attention and prove that their candidacy is what this particular university is looking for? What should a student do if they are waitlisted? ACT or SAT? Should an applicant take them? All of these and other questions will be covered during our podcast talk. My name is Kate, I'm the communication manager of Sollege, and I'm more than happy to have this podcast talk with Jennifer Imrie, a college planner and a test prep tutor. Jennifer knows everything about the admissions college process and is passionate about writing and editing. Jennifer, thank you so much for being our guest and your willingness to navigate our listeners through some of the most crucial admissions questions. And my very first question is the following. Jennifer, you guide students during the admission process. What role does the essay play in the whole process of application? Is it that important?
I believe the essays play a huge role in the process because they give insight into who the students are, what their values and passions are, and how well they convey their ideas through their essays. The individual college supplemental essays tell admissions why students want to attend their school, what they are interested in studying, and how they might fit into their college campuses. For the more selective colleges, a student's academics, including courses taken, GPA, rigor of courses, and test scores, get that student's foot in the door. The essays, activities, honors, and other accomplishments take their application to another level.
So, admissions essays are very important, but many applicants face difficulties while writing their personal statements. What is the best way to start writing one? What is your personal statement essay tip?
With the personal statement essay or Common App essay, it is important that a student convey his or her values and interests. I use College Essay Guy's brainstorming activities to help students come up with ideas for their essays. After my students complete these exercises, we talk about possible essay topics that represent at least 3 or 4 of their values. You don't want to choose an idea that is too narrow. Then I guide them on how to connect to their values. You want your essay to be memorable to those who read it. What's most important is that the student really likes his or her essay and can draw the reader in. Based on my experience, this is not like an English essay. It is entirely self-reflective. Showcase who you are. Pay attention to grammar, punctuation, and spelling because these factors are important. When considering topics to write about, map out your life and look at the most relevant aspects you want to share.
I totally agree with you that by showcasing your personality to the reader, you help them plunge into your story, and in such a way, you make this narrative interesting and engaging. Jennifer, every student wants to get accepted to their dream college. However, sometimes it takes a lot more time and effort. What should a waitlisted student do to strengthen his or her position on the waitlist?
Last year, we saw an unprecedented increase in applications for most colleges because of test optional. Because colleges did not require test scores, students who were either not good test takers or could not take the tests were encouraged to apply to many colleges, including the more selective ones. This led to an increase in waitlisted students. If you want to remain on the wait list, write a letter to admissions of your interest and send them anything new that has developed since you submitted your application. Also, revisit, both physically through on-campus visits or through more in-depth research, the schools you were accepted to, because many universities don't revert to their wait lists. Waiting for a waitlisted college is not the best strategy.
Jennifer, the question that is on top of the list for many students is the following. Should they take the ACT or SAT even though the colleges do not require them? What is your advice?
Well, first it depends on where the students plan to apply. Public colleges in Florida and Georgia now require the ACT or SAT. The 9 University of California schools are test blind, which means they do not consider test scores at all in the application process. Same with the 23 California state colleges. The rest of the colleges in the U.S., both public or private, are test optional this year. A strong test score can help your application, but a weaker test score will not. Students should look at the 50% range for test scores for each of the colleges on their list and then make the decision about whether or not to submit their test scores. As far as test prep, students should take a few practice tests to know what their baseline scores are before any prep. Also, they need to realize that getting a high score takes a lot of work. I usually tell my students they need at least 2 months of solid prep to see an increase in their scores. Students can work with private tutors like myself, but they can also use free online resources like Khan Academy or Crack the ACT. Furthermore, they need to decide which test is better for them, the ACT or SAT. While there are some similarities in the tests, there are also many differences. I will be doing a post soon on my Instagram that talks about those differences. Students should start the test prep process the summer before junior year.
I recommend to all of our listeners check Jennifer's Instagram page to understand the key differences between the ACT and SAT. Jennifer, and the question that I'm sure all of the students are asking themselves, what is the best way to show that you're the perfect fit for the college? How can one convince the admission committee to choose their candidacy?
Make sure you answer the university-specific questions, the ones that are why our college essays. Don't cut and paste from other why our college essays. The universities want to know that you invested time into understanding what makes their college different. The rest is out of your control. You can't really convince a college to admit you. There are so many other factors that are out of your control. My best advice is to be genuine in your essay responses as to why you want to attend that college and put your best effort forward with your application.
Jennifer, and my last question is, what is your advice to all the students who are on their way to admission?
I really believe this process should be fun, even though it can seem overwhelming at times. The application process should not be dreaded like studying for a test. Start early, create a timeline, and plan accordingly. Have a balanced list of schools such as Reach, Target, and Safety. Be excited about the colleges on your list. Don't try to write all of your essays at one time. Spread them out and do other tasks in between, such as completing parts of the applications. Only write your essays when you are in the writing and creative mood. Don't set your sights on only one college. There are so many great colleges out there. Try to apply to about 10 to 12 colleges maximum so you can give your attention to each of these colleges.
Thank you, Jennifer. All of your recommendations are genuinely inspirational, and I'm sure they will help our listeners concentrate on the main points during their application process. Dear friends, you can subscribe to our channel to make sure you do not miss future shows. Also, you can use the promo code COLLEGE15 and receive a discount on edit or proofread of your essay with Sollege. My name is Kate, and it was the Yellow Editor.